Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So, we will be reviewing chapter 6 of Srimad Bhagvatam Canto 7, chapter 6. Prahlāda Maharaj instructs his demoniac schoolmates. So, we'll be doing a quick summary of this chapter. I'll chant a quick prayer. Guruve Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. So in the last chapter we discussed that how when second time Hiranyakashipu met his son Prahlāda and asked, what did you learn in the school? And then Prahlāda Maharaj spoke in great detail about the 9 limbs of bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, etc. At that point, Hiranyakashipu was very angry and tried multiple ways to kill him. Finally, he was pacified by Shan and Amarka, and then they said, okay, we will, teach him again. We will try to do something. And they were constantly trying to teach Prahlāda the non-devotional things or demoniac politics, etc. But when Prahlāda got this opportunity when the Shan and Amarka, the teachers, had gone to take care of some household chores, Prahlāda took that opportunity without wasting any time to preach. And that's the title of this chapter. And from that point, chapter 6 opens. Prahlāda Maharaj instructs his demoniac schoolmates. The first instruction he gives is that one should start the process of bhakti from a very early childhood. Because multiple reasons are there. Because number one, we don't know when we will die. We don't know what kind of situation we will be in. Whether we live for 10 years more or 20 years or 50 years, we don't know. Plus, old habits die hard. In the childhood, the mind, body, everything is more malleable. That means it can be molded as per the right words. In old age, it's very difficult. But and also one other reason is childhood is fresh. We can actively do more service in the young age. So Prahlāda Maharaj says, every intelligent person must take to the process of bhakti from Kumar Acharit Pragya, from a Kumar Avastha, very tender childhood, 5 years, etc. Why? Because this life is very, very durlabh. This human form of life is very, very rare. So one must not waste in futile things. This life is like a chance to go back home, back to Godhead. If one wastes this life, then it is no better than an animalistic life. And how can we utilize this life? By serving Lord Vishnu, by rendering the process of devotional service. As Prahlāda Maharaj already said in chapter 5, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, etc. Then someone may question, what about, economic development? What about my degrees? What about my family? What about this? What about that? I need to make progress. Then Prahlāda Maharaj answers that question in text number 3. He says, happiness arises from senses. Like sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad. It is by Daiva Labhyati Daivad. And sometimes we may think, no one wants to get any disease, but we still get disease. Did we plan for getting disease? No. Sometimes people may not have any degree, but may have a lot of wealth. On the contrary, someone may have a lot of degrees, but may be very poor. So all this, the amount of wealth, etc., happiness, where we'll born, how much lifespan we will have, everything is pretty much predestined. Majority, more than 99% is predestined. We have very little control over it. That does not mean we stop going to our work or stop caring for the family. The point is that we do our dutiful endeavor, keeping Krishna as the center. And whatever is destined by the Daiva, by the divine will certainly come. Then Prahlāda Maharaj continues that one should endeavor towards Krishna. That means those endeavor will have internal gain. It endeavors in the material world are very, very, so much effort one has to do for little gain. So much hard work one has to do to go for one small vacation. But in bhakti, little endeavor can save one from the greatest dangers, as per Bhagavad Gita chapter 2. So while the body is young, while the body is strong and stout, one must engage in bhakti. And then from text number 6 onward, Prahlāda Maharaj distributes the average lifespan, or the lifespan of 100 years. Nowadays, the average lifespan is close to 70-75 years. But even if we take 100 years, as per Prahlāda Maharaj, about 50 years, spent in sleeping, ignorance. 10 years in the early childhood, no one knows what's really going on. Then the next 10 years, one is busy playing. Then the last 20 years, very few people live from above 80 years. But even if one lives, it is very old, and the body, holding the body itself together is a struggle. In short, the point is that human life is very, very precious. And one must utilize every opportunity, every moment very, very wisely. And not procrastinate the process of bhakti. Because we have already procrastinated from millions of lifetimes. Now someone will say, okay, I'll practice in the middle life. The middle life is in fact even more challenging. Because so much attachment to family, so much attachment to lust, the body and the senses are, wild, with passion, with desire to enjoy. And then one gets a husband or wife, and then children are born. These are all sneha pasha, as per Prahlāda Maharaj. The ropes of affection, they're so strong that one does not even feel like that one is bound. And then the desire to enjoy money and things coming out of money, gadgets, etc., home, cars. Money is dearer than honey, and people risk their lives. People risk their life. We know so many people getting diseased and health issues because of the desire to enjoy more money. Even a thief is risking his life by going in and stealing. And so many people risk their lives to earn more money. It is compared to like a silkworm who is caught in his own web and does not know how to get out of that kind of the weaving he has done. He doesn't know the exit path. How do I get out? So the point here is that one should do the dutiful and always keep Krishna as the center. That is the only way to go back home, back to Godhead. And it's not that one really suffers while doing all this, working so hard, taking care of the family, in hard work, so many problems, health problems, money problems, body problems. One is really going through a lot, but still one does not develop distaste. Prahlāda Maharaj says in text number 14, he continues, oh, I'll get happy next time. Punash charvata charvananam. Again and again trying to chew the chewed, that next time I'll be happy. And also tries to cheat others to acquire more money, knowing that the laws of Yamaraj, I would be punished, but once money is dear to honey, one loses one's intelligence. This is mine, that is for others, and trying to overcome, steal, etc. So many people are fighting these days. Brothers are fighting for money, for property, land, my property, this, that, all because of lack of Krishna consciousness. And then text 17 onwards, Prahlāda Maharaj says, the power of lust. The person becomes a puppet in the hands of opposite sex, like a plaything. So one must be very, very careful. Prahlāda Maharaj is warning. One must away from such bad association, because bad association is very, very disastrous. From text number 19 onwards, Prahlāda Maharaj changes the topic, explaining the futility of the sense gratification and the material entanglement process. He changes the topic. Okay, let's compare that to bhakti process. On one hand is material sense gratification and the path to degradation. How about bhakti? From text 19, he explains that pleasing Krishna, pleasing Lord Vishnu is so easy. Lord Vishnu says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Thoyam. You give me fruit, flower, leaf, I'll be happy. What to speak of actually giving? Even if one can't do that, even if one offers the leaf, flower, any preparation to the Lord, even in the mind the Lord is pleased. He considers even little service and magnifies it. But in the material life, will your husband, your wife, your children be happy if you say, oh, I'm giving you this very, very nice thing which you always wanted, but I'm giving you in my mind? They will probably not be happy. But Krishna is very, very happy even if we do little service. It's very easy to please. And that is always taken in our eternal record. Material service will not have eternal gain. It may have some momentarily so-called pleasure, which actually ends up in problems. Then Prahlāda Maharaj explains about some of the aspects of the Supreme Lord, the Super Soul. He's present in each and every atom. He's present in every living being, the plants, the Sthavar, Jangam, even Lord Brahma. Yet he is covered. He's present everywhere. But then why can't we see? Because he's covered. He only chooses to reveal one who practices bhakti. He will not reveal to the non-devotees or the mudas. And then Prahlāda Maharaj says, one should also preach. Preaching is the best service because it is daya, jiva daya, dayam kuruta sahridam. Become a well-wisher. Don't have this is my friend, this is my same community member, this is from my same North India or South India or American or European. Prabhupada preached all over without any differences. ISKCON is for everyone. It's International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So one must preach. One must show mercy to all. Firstly, follow oneself nicely and then share with others. And nothing is impossible for such a person. There is nothing unobtainable. There is nothing unobtainable, but a devotee does not ask for those things. Dharma, artha, kama. A pure devotee does not ask. Although if one has desire, one can ask from Krishna. It is not referred to as pure devotion, but still one can ask from Krishna if one has those desires. And the real goal of Vedas is not dharma, artha, kama. Actually, it is the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Devotees like Prahlāda Maharaj are always glorifying Lord Vishnu's lotus feet, because they are not material, they are transcendental, they are beyond this world. And then Prahlāda Maharaj explains in the 27th verse the power of disciplic succession. Prahlāda Maharaj is remembering his guru, Narad Muni, and then sharing that I received the knowledge from Narad Muni. Only through the power of disciplic succession, we can attain this, we can receive this bhakti. We cannot do it on our own. We cannot speculate. We need the mercy of Guru and Gauranga, Krishna and Guru. So they shower their mercy, and then we can receive this transcendental message and engage full-fledged in the process of bhakti. And the chapter ends with this question from the other schoolmates, the demoniac schoolmates, that, wait a minute, what's going on? You were there with us throughout, and you are saying that you learned from Narad Muni. Well, the only teachers we know is Shandan Amarka, and you have been there with us pretty much throughout the course of this education. Then how do you learn this education which you are telling us from Narad Muni? So that's a very interesting question, and the chapter 6 ends here. So we will continue in the next summary of chapter 7. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna. The essence of this chapter is human life is very, very precious, and one must utilize every moment to serve Krishna. And whatever is destined materially will come with due endeavor, with dutiful endeavor. So one must not over endeavor, because we may all have experienced it, or will experience for sure, that our plans, if we align as per God's plans, Krishna's plans, we'll be happy. If we think, oh, I can change my destiny, material destiny, that may not work. So life is precious. Let's engage fully in the service of Lord. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.